Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're back to doing more of this green metal. This is our next piece. I had it prescribed on the last video. This video we're going to start off with cutting this, and then we're going to hang up the one side. And then it's down all the hard panels after that, because everything else at that point will be cuts, going around holes, all sorts of crazy stuff. So let's get this angle piece cut and see if we can't get some more of this green metal put up on the shed and see how close we can get to getting all the metal hung today. It's kind of my goal, get as much on as we can today. So far so good. I think it's turned out really sharp so far. So I'm pretty excited with how it's been going. Obviously faster would be nicer, but I want to take my time and make sure everything looks good. I want this metal to look sharp. So a little warm up too. So when we do our metal on our house, I got a little more experience. I got experience doing metal, but it's been a couple years, so it's just kind of like a little test, I guess, for myself. See if I still got it. But let's get cutting on this, and let's make some more of this black shed turn green today. Alrighty. Long, fun cut. Hopefully it fits. Let's go check, see if I measured and cut correctly. Let's see. Tight fit. So it looks like from that corner to about halfway it's good. Then from this point to the short point, we're a little long, so I'm gonna have to trim this much at the top. We'll trim this half. Probably trim off a little 1/4 inch-ish. Should be good. Alright, back to cut. The fun part about metal. Cut, cut, cut. Alright. Got a feeling this should fit. Alright, take two. Uh-oh. Oh, it's so close. Take three. That is why it takes forever. So you measure, and then you don't want to cut short, because as soon as I cut short, I'm screwed on the job and I don't have enough material. So I'm cutting a little fat, and you got to trim and trim and trim. And sometimes it's 2, 3, 4 cuts to get a piece of metal to fit in there perfectly. I mean, I guess if I was better, I'd be able to do it in one shot, but I just can't. If I had extra panels or extra metal, I wouldn't be so stressed about making a bad cut. Don't want to be wasteful, but sometimes getting metal to look right takes a while, guys. It's not easy, quick. It's not like framing a house where I slap up some 2x4s and you got a wall framed in an hour. I could take an hour getting one panel to fit because you got to get every single edge to fit tight and square and line up, and so it takes time. That's why the shed's been taking a while to do metal, because metal work just takes time, guys. I have the skill to do it. I just don't want to rush it and make mistakes. So let's trim again. Hopefully third time's the charm. Hey. Oh man, like a glove. So what we want, folks, nice and tight on all the edges. Nice clean lines. God, I love good metal work. I think it looks so sexy. Well, good. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word. Alright. Sweet, guys. That look good. Nice and tight. Let's pre-drill some holes down here so it's way easier to install, and let's get this panel up. Alright, let's get a measuring tape out and drill bit, and let's mark these holes. I'm trying to get nice straight lines, so when you look down the side of the thing, your lines aren't doing this, or your screw holes. I want nice straight lines for all my screws so it looks clean. So, because you could make metal look really good, you could trim good, you can install properly and do everything, but then you got these wavy screw lines and your whole job looks like turds. So let's keep it looking nice. Let's get some nice straight lines drilled in. Like a glove. Seen that movie on TV the other day on reruns. From when I was growing up. Alright. I like it. Let's grab our gun, which is way over there. Stay for half a second. Alright. Back up there. No. Alright. Let's get a fresh battery. What's up, though? Alright. So when you're screwing off of panels, I started on this edge. I want to work my screws going this way. If I set this edge and I come over here and screw down this side, there could be like a bubble in the panel, and then it won't lay flat. So you always want to work from one side to the other as you're fastening it down, so you're laying the panel flat, each rib, as you go along. So I'm going to get a ladder. Let's hit these top ones. Just cure both of these ribs, and then we'll move over and start curing this rib, this rib, this rib. You don't want to, you kind of want to work in a line and go over so your panel lays flat as you're tightening it down. If not, you can run into issues, problems. It might not fit on the end because you've stretched the panel or warped it somehow. So always be conscious how you're screwing your panels down. You don't want those big bubbles. It's called oil panning. You don't want any oil panning in your metal. Takes away from the clean lines. Alright, ladder time. Alright, first two ribs are done. Start working our middle. Alright, the next part's going to be tricky with this ladder because now I can't lean it against the wall. Let's see here. like to be done with this side so that I don't have to deal with this hole. Alright, we're on 2 legs. Don't lean back. Whoa. First hole is kicking the thing out major. Let's get this top all the way in. Alright, let's finish up the last holes here. Side, screw down with the other panel. All right. All right, we are getting there, y'all. Another wall on. So now we just have to cut a strip for this side. We gotta cut a strip for the other wall. So now I think we either gotta move on to the front or the back wall. The back wall, I'm gonna need to obviously cut this back so it's flush. But I think I need to bend a little track to go around this box. These ones I can unscrew, and they just kind of like, they have a gasket, and they just kind of like clamshell. When you tighten them together, they kind of crimp to the box that's mounted on the inside. So the 2 small boxes I can just take apart, we'll cut a hole, put the panel on, and then I just screw the one onto that, and it just sandwiches it with the gasket. The metal one is mounted to the wall, so I think if I just bend a little track around it, I could then just set the panels in there. Kind of be like a starter strip, with like a little J-channel around there, or just something to divert water from wanting to go back behind there. So I think if I do the J-channel thing, the water will just stay on top of the panels and run down the wall, and it won't go into the box. So I have to bend metal for that, so I don't know if we're doing that one. We got to do the cuts for this little strip right here. Got like a rib and a little strip to do to finish off that one. Same thing on this side. We got a strip to do over there. So that's cut pieces. I want to do that last and make sure that I'm not like cutting up a full panel that I need for those or something. So I have these 2 scrap pieces from my wall cuts. And then I think I have what? 1 or 2 panels left down at the truck. So Maybe we'll start on this side, because there's no handle or nothing to deal with. And we can get this corner finished. We'll get this panel on. And then probably have to go down and get more metal. Maybe I should do that now and see exactly what I got left and do like a recheck on my metal. I know I'm super duper tight. But before I do the next panel, I gotta get one or use these scraps for the front door is what I figured for these. So, I wonder, is the long side on these pieces long enough to fit the short side? Here, let me go measure something here. I might have figured out. I can maybe rip those thin pieces from my scrap pieces and get the walls just 100% done on the sidewalls. And then we're just down to the front and back. Yeah, let me look at that. All right, so I went down to the trailer, I checked, I got 3 pieces of metal left. So, double check, but I'm pretty sure my 2 cut pieces here from my side panel, I got 1 on each side. I think I can use those for the back wall. That's my 2 pieces. And then my 3, I have 3 pieces left still. 1 on each side. I have a skinny scrap piece I can put above the door. And then I have 1 full sheet left to make a door. And then I can bend metal for it. But around the box, what I'm thinking is, I got all this extra metal from doing the fascia and the corners. I think I could trim some of this up, slap it on there, tape it up, and I'm gonna lay a bead of caulk underneath the sides that sit around the box, and then silicone that in so it's watertight, and then tape along the wall, and then I can just butt my panels up to it, leave a little reveal around it, and we should be good. So, instead of bending up some metal, I'll save all that for the door trim, and getting the breakout for that, I'll just use my scraps. So, I'm gonna mock up some stuff with this, and I just basically need an L shape so that I can tape against the wall and then have a seam that I can silicone down around the box. So, it's my game plan. And then maybe pop that panel off, take the cover off, and then maybe rivet it into the box. I don't know. We'll see. We could do that later, kill power to it, and then rivet into it. But yeah, I think this will work for me. So, let's get to fabbing some stuff. I think what I'm going to do is, because I already have an L bend here, so if I just snip this along the edge, I could use the short piece up the wall, and then I'll have that big wide tape that'll waterproof it, and then I have a nice lip to go over the box. So this is how long? Yeah, that's 20, 36. Well, yep. All right. And then I also ordered up some entry glands, so where my solar wires come in, I'll have some nice entry glands that are just the solar connectors coming out of the wall. And I can just plug my wire right into it, and then I got a waterproof gland against the wall, and then I'll have 3 feet of wire where I can just wire them right up into the box. So I got 2 black ones coming. One will be on the side wall, one will be on the back wall for the 2 different systems in there. And then once we get this wrapped up, I got a ton of changes to do inside the shed. We got new batteries to install. We got this cutoff switch where I can get 2 battery systems wired into the same cutoff, so then I can wire 1 inverter into it and then use a switch to swap in between them. I got some fuses for the batteries. We got all sorts of new stuff in there. Once the outside's done, then it's focused on the inside, get that done. But that stuff doesn't have to get done. I can do that whenever I got time. We got other big projects we got to get done around here. So let's get back to work and fab up some stuff so we can get this wall completed. How wide do I need this? First off, I need to clean this up. This is doo-doo over here. Much better there. For a side. Got a little L shape. Let's get some crimps. We're gonna fold it. All right. Let's use a new tool. So for the panels, it wasn't working good, but for this, like instead of me having to make this long cut, I can use this tool. It's pretty nifty. Let's get some new tool action. Bam. And instead of me doing that cut by hand, I did that, and now I can make my little cut here. Because I was going to cut that out of the way, it makes making this cut easier, so now it's pretty cool. Alright. So yeah, I like that thing. Pretty cool. Panels are just too thick for it, but this works out great. Okay. I want to keep this edge. Tight corner there. Try and straighten this out before I cut it. Alright, now let's get a nice straight line. See how straight I was. Not bad, not bad. Trim this up a touch here. Alright, there's another side piece. There's top, bottom, side piece. Let's make one more side piece. And then we got our trim. And then we can just go install it. We'll cut it up and fit it, install it, tape it. And then we're down to... Probably got to unhook those boxes, unscrew them. So we just have a square hole in the wall. And then I can measure for my panel. Alright, y'all. Whoa, almost lost it. Got our pieces, two sides, top and bottom. We're going to do our bottom first so we can wrap our corners, put our sides on, wrap the corners, and then put our top on, wrap the corners so everything flows nicely. And we stay watertight. We'll screw it in, and then when we're done screwing it in, we're just gonna tape the whole thing. And then I'm ready to go around that box, and we'll disconnect the other two, and then we'll just figure out what our panel is, cut our holes, and slide it on. So let's get this installed first. We still gotta go get panels, all the good stuff. So, alright, let's trim this back. Man, the sun does exist today. I'm kind of overcast and cloudy. Spider. They're dead. Alright. That's good, that's good. Bottom's good. The side's good. Alright. Paper's trimmed back. Let's work on our bottom piece. Put this one on the bottom. Oh, my snips would help. Alright, got some clear caulk. Alright, it's dry as clear. Tuck that in there. sealed. Put a few screws in her. Very low on screws. Oh, did I just do that? As I say, I'm very low on screws. I throw one under the shed. Shoot. Let me take that out. Reached under there and didn't lose my hand. Okay. Okay. Cool. Let's work on some side pieces. Butt that up flush. We'll run a bead of caulk there. Let's mark our top. Let's cut this guy. All right. I like it. Trying to keep her watertight. Alright, let's tackle this side. Go. I'm literally going to be like 5 screws short on this. Alright, let's at least get this side put in. We know it fits. Let's pre-drill some holes. These are the last 2 screws we have, and then we got to do 1, 2, I need 4 more screws. So let's get this caulked up. Okay, nice bead of caulk in there should stop the water from coming in. We'll slap our top piece on and then we'll just tape it. And then we're popping these 2 covers off and then we're ready to measure for this piece. I had a feeling that guy was on me. He fell out of the sky and landed on me off camera. I swatted him away, didn't see him, and he was still on my arm. I had a feeling. Those moths up here, and there's a bunch of caterpillars everywhere the past couple weeks. They're like everywhere up here. Alright, there it is. Alright, straighten out our edges here. This one I think I'm just going to pile it up in here right now. I want this come oozing out. I want this to seal really good. Oh, screws, crap. Hold on. Let me pause this for you. Alright. Not ideal, but I'm gonna use the green screws I've been using, but I took the washer off, so it's just the head, and I'm hoping it doesn't fall exactly on a rib and screw me. But okay. Lots of silicone in. Oh, you don't. Yeah, it's because of that corner. Alright. We're going to let all that dry, and then I'll come in. I'm going to lay a nice thick bead on the out edge there and kind of seal that off all the way down and around. But we got a bunch of stuff behind it, a bunch of silicone screwed down. Let's, I think, work on getting this plug box off, and the bottom one, and then we can start measuring for this panel. Get these off. Okay. There's one. Okay. Let's get this screw so I don't lose it. All this stuff. So now we're down to 4 squares, rectangles to cut out. So now we'll trim our length, make sure that fits, and then we gotta chalk out 4 squares, drill some holes, cut them out, and then cross our fingers they all fit properly. We'll see. And let's measure and cut our next panel. It should fit, all the cuts should be in one panel. So, one shot at this. Alright, so I just measured. It's like 88.5. My cutoff panels for my sides with the angle, that's only 77. So I have to go get a full sheet. One full sheet is 15 feet. These are just under 7.5 feet. So I'll have both pieces will be cut out of this one sheet I go get. And then we got 2 full sheets for the front and the strips. So the strips, I'm hoping to pull out of maybe one of those panels. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet, but so far so good. We haven't messed anything up, and we got just enough so far. So let's go pick up one more panel with the truck and get a free or clean sheet down here, and we'll cut these 2. All right, got another fresh sheet. I got my measurements. I hate cutting these darn things. All right, 88. little bit at a time. All right, so you can see how long this took me because I had to measure, and the cutting was a pain in the butt because my green snips are worn out, so I'm only using the lefts right now, the reds, so it's been kind of difficult making cuts, but I think it turned out all right, and fingers crossed, got a little blister, fingers crossed that it fits, but let's check it out, let's see what we got. Should be the big electrical box, the small box, which I know that doesn't look right, but I just need enough for the cord to come through. I think the box will lay flat. We might have to adjust that one. And then the double box. So hopefully this all lays out good. I'm hoping this one I can shift over a little bit. Then the Hulks has got an adjuster tab, I think. And then it can ride along this edge. And then everything else is flat, 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 flat. So it should sit pretty level in there. So I guess all there is to do is try it, right? See if it fits. We got the Jenny running right now, charging up the big pack, and it's a noise in the background. Solar charged batteries today, the little one. We got some little packs charged, and all my batteries today for all the guns. But hopefully these upgrades that I'm doing soon will allow me to not have to run generator at all. That's the goal. It's been working great what we got, but it's just shy of like what we need, and we can't really upgrade bigger. So like I got some things coming hopefully soon. So anyways, that's a different topic. Let's see if this panel fits. Alright, if you thought you were gonna see the panel go up, gotta wait till the next video. Let's see if my cuts made it. I don't know. I haven't even put it up yet. I don't know, but you're gonna have to wait till next video. So thanks for hanging out today. A little bit of progress on the shed. We got that wall up. The back panel's all prepped and cut. It's a whole process. Going down, getting the panels, getting them down here, handling 15-foot initial sheets by myself. It just takes time, walking back and forth. So, filming, all that good stuff. But we got enough stuff done today that hopefully tomorrow we can mock up that panel, and then we're down to just like a little piece on the side, little piece on the side, little piece in the back. We'll get all that done, so then all we have to do is tackle the front. So hopefully next video 3 sides are completed and we're tackling the front of it, and we're getting super close to being done with this thing. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Appreciate you. Drop a like if you haven't liked the video yet, and how about drop a comment on a video? Clarissa loves to hear what you guys got to say. She reads every comment, replies to every comment, and yeah, sometimes I drop in and give a little update on something if it's not clear. Sharing is caring, guys, and hit that notification bell if you are a member so you don't miss a video, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Bye, guys.